Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the long-awaited one-year update of my sustainable hair journey. Here are a few pictures from my day one. So let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back. I know it has been a long time. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, then you won't think it's a long time, but if this is your first time, my name is Jen. I am the Urban Sewist, and this is the Urban Sewing Society, where we bring fashion and creativity to your neighborhood. All right, you guys, I've been doing so much, and I've been on the go so much that I haven't had a chance to bring you guys some updates and some videos, and I certainly haven't had time to do any upcycling. So what I've been doing is trying to share with you a little bit about some of my travels, because it was my birthday and I did 6 weeks worth of traveling during my birthday. So I am going to still bring to you a little bit snapshots of the travels, just because I had a great time and I thought it was really interesting, and I think that you would enjoy it. It is none other than my one-year update on my sustainable hair journey. Yes, yay. If this is your first time checking out my channel and you are interested in upcycling clothing, how to be more sustainable with your wardrobe, how to be more sustainable with your life, then you found the right spot. On this channel, I talk about thrifting, upcycling, sewing. I talk about my sustainable hair journey and anything that is going to be related to sustainability in some kind of way. So swapping, reusing, repurposing, all of those types of things are the things that I talk about on this channel. A year ago, almost to the day that you're seeing this, I decided to sisterlock my hair. I'm very pleased with how this last year has gone with my hair, just the level of maintenance, how I've had to care for it. I feel like my hair is thriving. I can tell my hair is growing, and I love it, and I would recommend it to just about anyone. I've had friends that have been asking me about it, and I have a girlfriend now who's been contemplating it for about the last year, and I think she's just concerned because her hair is thin and she doesn't want that plucked chicken look. And hey, you guys saw, for me, those first 3 months, I was wearing a wig. I don't care. Do you. Like, you do what is the best thing for you. And I know people say, no, don't do that. Let your hair breathe. My hair was breathing just fine. Very good every day. I didn't have any problems, and it still was able to lock, and I did what I had to do to get through. Now, I will tell you, it still does require some maintenance, and it still does require some work. And I've been so surprised at the flexibility and versatility of my hair. So I wanted to give you a little peek into the last 6 months and how my hair has kind of changed. So these pictures are from September, early September, and in the sunlight you can really see where the color still exists in my hair. This is leading into October. This is mid-October, and I definitely could see some changes in my hair after the 6-month mark. So this again is mid-October. Again, mid-October, I'm heading to the fashion show in Atlanta, and this is the first time I didn't really wear curls and just kind of let it hang. Now we're leading into November, and I'm starting to wear my hair a little more curly. Again, this was just, me kind of looking to see if I could see some growth. This is my hair straight. This is a late November, December time. I definitely like to wear my hair with a little more curl. Forgot to cold this morning, but I am here for my retie. And my repair has held up. Although, yeah. Before. See ya. Okay. This was during my trip to Canada, and I'm definitely noticing the length changing. This is the beginning of the year, and looking at my ponytail growth. I enjoy when it's raining outside and I don't have to worry about my hair getting wet. Now, the only time I do is if I'm wearing curls like this and then my hair gets wet. Of course, the curls are going to fall, but I don't worry about my hair getting wet. I don't worry about when I work out and I'm sweating. I just come home, I can wash my hair and, you know, pull it back into a bun and keep going about my day. And so that to me is extremely important, to not have to be concerned about my hair in that way. I do use oil on my hair. My skin is extremely dry, and so my hair is my scalp is extremely dry. And so I do use a mixture of a few oils together and put them in a spray bottle with water, and I do spray that on my scalp, usually after I wash it. Or after a retie, because that's when I find that my hair is the driest. But other than that, I don't do anything else. I still use the Sisterlock shampoo. I would like to change and use something different. I don't get much lather from that, and I mean, I know my hair is getting clean, but I like the idea of having like lather. So I will consider and talk to my consultant to find out whether or not that's something that I can do. But all things are good with my hair. Now, let's move into the area that, you know, things are not so great. So right now, I'm committed to this hairstyle. However, there are some things going on with my hair that I do not particularly care for, and I said I was going to give myself 3 years before I made any changes, and I think I'm going to shift from that thinking. So if you guys recall, and I will put a link up here to the video, but I complained a lot about my loose ends of my locks. And the more I studied, the more that I checked with other people who were getting their hair locked, there's this kind of Sisterlock consulting rule that you leave about 2 inches of hair out at the end. And so that was my expectation, that I would have about 2 inches out at the end. I would have kind of curly ends in some of my hair, because some of my hair has much more curl than the other and some is more straight. So I had anticipated having about this much loose, and then eventually over time that hair would start to lock, or it might even keep the curl. So in certain parts of my hair, I did have that 2 inches loose, and I do still have the curl. And I will, like here, you can see this part is still, it's curled, so it's not cooperating, but this part of my hair is still loose. The ends of it is still loose. It hasn't locked up, but it hasn't unraveled either, so I didn't have any problems with unraveling. There are some places where I had almost 5 inches of loose hair. As a result, some parts of it knotted up. You can see here, that's probably not a good one, but this is one strand that had a lot hanging out at the end. And you'll notice that it's made this huge knot at the end of my hair where it's locked up. And that makes it a little painful when it's going through getting retied. So I don't really like the fact that I had so much left off at the ends. What I would have preferred is if I could have had a trim a few months before I got locked, and then that way those ends would be consistent all the way around. So some of my ends, I had scraggly ends. They created these little balls at the end. The balls fell off, or, you know, me running my hands through them. Some are like this, which unfortunately there's that little thin area in between. This is going to eventually break off, and I have a lot of these. So I have a lot of strands that look like this on the end, and I really don't like that. I did expect that there were going to be some strands that were going to be a little off or irregular, but I have so many of them, and it's very frustrating. The other thing that's really frustrating is that my locks are really large, and one of the reasons that I wanted Sisterlocks is because I like the fact that they were thin. They really acted like loose hair. One other thing that I learned is that depending on the size of the square, or depending on the size of your grid, the squares in the grid, that is going to determine the size of the lock. So in most cases, not in all, but if you have a lock that is, say, the squares like the size of my fingernail, then the lock has the potential of being that size. Some of my locks have gone to be pretty large, like this one. This lock in the back, my locks in the back are so thick. For my preference, I wanted Sisterlocks because they were thin, because, you know, if I'm curling my hair, I still get that feeling of loose, natural kind of look, but you can see that they're locks. And honestly, most of the locks in the back of my hair, in the back of my head, are really thick like that. And for this one too, it's thin at the end and then it's thick. And I'll just turn around and show you. The third thing that I am not really pleased about is the grid. And initially, I was not, I pulled this one out specifically because this lock right here is my ideal lock, and I'll tell you about that later. Initially, I didn't really care about the grid. I hear a lot of people talk about it. I hear people, you know, say things about, you know, oh, this grid needs to be on point, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, as long as my lock is intact, and as long as my lock is forming the way it's supposed to and what have you, I don't really care if the grid is jacked. And I'm still not that hell-bent on the grid. However, I am really disappointed that my grid in the back, that the spaces are so big, because the locks are therefore large, and I don't like that. And I feel like when I pull my hair up in the back, all you see a lot of grid, and I don't like that. And so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to pull my seat a little closer and turn around, and hopefully you guys can see here. Okay, taking this one out. But you see how thick this lock is? You see how thick that is? This one too, really thick, really big. And the squares back here in the grid are large. And it's not straight. So this one goes down this way and this one comes across that way. So, and again, I'm not as concerned about the grid. I'm more concerned about the sizes. And all of these are big, and in my opinion, these could be two. This could be two locks in here. This could probably be 2 or 3. Same with all of these. And if I keep going up, I feel the same about this. Like, that one is still big. This one is another huge. Like, this lock is so super thick. And it shouldn't, in my opinion, I don't want it to be that way. Now, I will take this one lock out and show you, because I love it. It's darn near perfect. Like, if all of my locks look like this, or at least 90% of them, I would be so happy. So if you can see, this one is great. It's small, it's delicate. At the end, it's locked at the end. It's got a knot at the end. this area that the lock is in is small enough. The strand is perfect. The lock itself, the way it is coming together, I would love for all of my locks to be like this and not like that. It might not be possible for every one of them to look like this, but if the majority of them look like this, I would feel very good. And I am a little confused as to why they don't all look like this. Now, I know that there's certain parts of my hair that are thinner. One of the things that you'll hear about if you look at my past videos is that I do have thin hair. Well, in certain parts of my hair. So my crown is thin, which, by the way, has filled in tremendously over the last year. Because of that, I feel like I want to take down my locks and I want to redo them. And I'm likely going to do that sometime in the next 6 months. I don't know how I'm going to start the process. I don't know how I'm going to do that. But again, I know what I want my hair to look like, and this is what I want my locks to look like. So I've been thinking about, you know, the best way to go about this. If you have suggestions, please let me know. I've been following a few people who have sister locks who have taken their sister locks down and had them redone and have been really pleased with the process. I should, you know, in hindsight, I wish I had done it immediately. But you know, it is what it is. And I know that's going to just be a whole nother year that I'm going to have to get to the point where I start to really love my hair. It took me about 6 months to love it. And I'm willing to make that sacrifice to really love my hair and love the way my locks are forming. So you guys remember a few months ago, one of my locks got yanked out. I was doing some gardening, indoor gardening, and that's not it. And one of my locks got pulled out. I went to my consultant and I told her, you know, this lock got yanked. It was hanging on by like 6 or 7 strands. So she took it and she combined it into the lock next door. She attached it and then she retied it. And as she was retying, some of the hair, the few strands that were left, got pulled out. And so as a result, and I think I showed this to you guys, now it's all the way down here. This lock needs to come out, come apart. And you guys look, I have a ton of hair that has grown back into this spot. And I will talk to you later about how I grew my hair back. But now I have enough hair in here to create a lock. I'm holding on to like 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches of hair. Actually, I'll measure it on my finger. So I have like this much hair that has grown out in that spot. So this lock is ready to be reattached. And I really need it attached because every time I turn my head forward, you can see that there's something missing right there. That is what I'm considering doing at this point, is starting to take them down and dealing with loose natural hair for a moment. I've got to find the best way to take them down. So please, if you're watching and you are a consultant or you've done this before, please give me some feedback and let me know what's best for me to start taking these locks down. I'm going to shed a year's worth of hair, which is going to be like devastating to me. I already know, but I'm ready for it. Tell me the best way. Should I use a straight pin? Should I use a rat tail comb? Should I use a comb? Should I wet my locks before? Should I put conditioner on there? Like, should I start in the middle? Should I work my way out? what should I do? Like, I don't know what to do. So that's my question to all of you guys who are watching. How should I take them down? And what should I do? So here are slocks, which honestly, I feel like they are, aside from them being large, they are really, they're good. I like them. They're just so much bigger than what I would have wanted. Most of this, so they're completely locked all the way to the end. I know this is going to be so challenging taking these out, but that is what I'm going to do, you guys. I am going to start over. I hope you enjoyed my little talk today about my hair. Again, I love, love, love having sister locks. I couldn't imagine having any other hairstyle. Oops, there we go. Big old lock. But I couldn't imagine having any other hairstyle. I wouldn't want to have any other hairstyle. I love that I can do curls, wear straight, wear ponytail. I love the flexibility. And here you can see the difference between 1 year ago and today. The front, the sides have definitely thickened up and filled in. In the back, you can see the biggest growth and change. Hey guys. Hi guys. So I decided to end the 1 year lockversary sustainable hair journey video here for a lot of reasons that I'll probably talk about later. But I did get my retie, and I'll have more to talk about that later. So this is the first one in the second year of me being locked. And just my thoughts right now are I've spent the last little while reviewing videos of people who have taken down their locks for one reason or another. I don't think I'm going to do it. I do think that I will not take down the entire head, but I do think that I will have my back redone. So I'm pretty pleased with the front of my hair and the crown of my head, but the back is bigger than I wanted. And so I'm just trying to figure out when I should commit to begin taking it down. The other option is for me to split the locks and maybe get someone who can attach a faux lock to the end after a few months of splitting, and I get about 2 or 3 inches having a lock attached to that, so that I don't have these little locks here and a really long lock here. So that's something that I'm going to be considering. I probably won't do another check-in until I'm at maybe 18 months. So it'll be a while. I really got to get back on the upcycle and sewing videos, and I'm trying to commit more time to that. All right, you guys, so thanks for watching and sharing with me my 1 year anniversary of my sister locks. I think that with my hair being the way it is, thin, low density, if that is you, you can do it. You know, you can do it. You just have to have the right consultant, and you have to have the right mindset, and you have to be realistic that all of those beautiful sister lock influencers that you see on Instagram and social media, it's your own journey. So you cannot compare to anything that anybody else looks like. Your journey is your journey, and whatever you have to do to make yourself feel good about yourself and your hair, do that. And don't let anybody tell you, don't do this or don't do that. You do what you have to do in order to have the experience that you want to have. And so I can't stress that enough. All right, you guys, see you next time. Bye.